What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're doing a little bit of a poll, and we're talking about everybody's favorite gun from year one, the Gjallarhorn. We're talking about the Gjallarhorn. We're talking about whether Gjallarhorn should actually be in the Taken King right now, in Destiny right now, upgraded to year 2 light levels right now. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, I'm going to go ahead and put a poll. I'm going to put a poll right up on this video. You can vote yes or no as to whether or not you believe Gjallarhorn should be here in the Taken King right now, upgradable to light level 335. You can also leave your opinions, obviously, in the comment section below. And here's the gun. This is the granddaddy of all guns. The heavy rocket launcher, the exotic heavy rocket launcher, the Gjallarhorn. And you can see that its perk tree looks completely different. For those of you that are brand new to the Taken King, you probably don't even understand all of these nodes, the fact that there are so many of them. But this is it. This is exactly what weapons used to look like back in year 1. And Wolfpack rounds is pretty much the perk that makes this rocket launcher go. As far as its stats in general, you don't see a ton of craziness going on in there. The blast radius is a little bit low, the velocity is definitely nice, but there's nothing that just jumps off the page except for the Wolfpack rounds. So Wolfpack rounds, pretty much whenever you fire this rocket into something, whether it's a wall, whether it's the ground, or whether it's into an enemy, there were a bunch of these Wolfpack rounds that fired off and mercilessly hunted any enemies around, whether it was one enemy or a group of enemies. Gjallarhorn was pretty much suited to kill anything and everything. There was nothing else in the game quite like it, and there's nothing else in the game right now that's like it at all. So some people, whenever the Taken King was coming out, pretty much got on the bandwagon of the sleeper simulant was going to be Gjallarhorn year 2. And quite frankly, even though the sleeper simulant looks cool, that couldn't be further from the truth. It's nowhere near in the same category as the Gjallarhorn. The sleeper simulant, I said it back whenever I did an old sleeper simulant review. The sleeper simulant is good just because the base stats and overall mechanics of how the gun works is good. There's nothing in that perk tree that really stands out and does anything incredible or useful pretty much. Yes, it does bounce around on the walls. No, that is not useful at all. It's really nice because it's extremely strong and it critical hits, and that's extremely nice. But it's mainly useful on bosses, and that's it. The Gjallarhorn is an all-purpose weapon. You could use it to kill anything, from a boss to a mob of enemies. So that's why I'm saying the sleeper simulant, it doesn't even come remotely close. It should never be put into the same category as this weapon. Quite frankly, there are no single weapons in the game that can compete with the Gjallarhorn. Nothing does everything that this does as well as this does it. You can do a combination of different weapons, but nothing is exactly going to match the one-for-one potential of the Gjallarhorn. And that's where Bungie ran into a problem. Gjallarhorn was such a staple of Destiny that everybody wanted it, and everybody was starting to request it for different aspects of the game. If you needed to run Nightfalls, well, Gjallarhorn only. If you needed to run the raid, well, Gjallarhorn only. And this kind of, to me, started around Crota. There are people that will say that this was actually a thing back in the Vault of Glass, but anybody that's actually played Destiny knows that you don't need a Gjallarhorn at all for the Vault of Glass. At most, it was useful on the Gatekeepers before Atheon. Other than that, really not necessary at all for anything in the Vault of Glass. So I'm going to go with the fact that it was mainly requested and required for Crota. Now, was it really required for Crota? Well, no, it definitely was not, but people were requesting it. The reason why was because of the mechanics of the Crota fight. You needed to get Crota's shield down quickly, and you needed to make sure that it went down, otherwise the raid was going to fail. So Gjallarhorn deals out burst damage in spades. It makes it the easiest weapon to just fire off one shot, deal out a ton of damage, and make sure that that shield came down. But I didn't get Gjallarhorn for a long time, and I did plenty of Crotas without a Gjallarhorn. It really was not necessary, but if you're random, running with a group of randoms, yeah, you probably are just a little bit leery. You're not used to the playstyle of the other members of your team, so you don't know how much you can trust them, so you kind of rely back on weapons. And everybody was requesting this, and it caused a whole lot of issues, and it only got a little bit worse whenever the House of Wolves came out, because with the Prison of Elders and some of those boss battles were all about Gjallarhorn and rushing down the boss before it could do something to you. There was a lot of problems with the bosses back in year 1. It's basically a lot of bosses were pretty much tanks, and they were just filled with health. They were bullet sponges all over the place, and this weapon was pretty much the cure to all of that. And because it was the cure, people were requesting it, people were feeling alienated if they didn't have the good luck, because Xur didn't sell it until year 1 was pretty much over. When year 1 was about done, Bungie finally opened up the coffers and they were like, okay, everybody have some fun for the last week or 2 weeks or whatever it was before the Taken King came out and the light levels changed and Gjallarhorn wasn't going to be the answer to everything. So I give all of that backstory just so that people can understand kind of the path and trajectory of this gun, to see where it's at and understand why there is a little bit of a pull as to whether or not this gun should be back. The people that say no, it shouldn't be back, are the people that fall into the category of they don't want there to be one gun that is the answer to everything. They don't want people to be requesting one gun in order to do any content, because if you don't have it, because it's all RNG, if you don't have it, if RNG was not in your favor, and that is a very likely thing for a lot of different players, if you don't have that lucky RNG, then you're going to feel like you can't do different aspects of the game, and that's not fun. That's not fun for those players. And yes, you could say, you know what, find a team, find friends and stuff like that, but some people just don't have that. Some people like to go to the LFG groups. That's where they do all of their content, and those are the people that just feel alienated. They don't have fun whenever there's one gun that's required. And there are also those people that say that if Gjallarhorn comes back, it'll pretty much make the game too easy, because everybody's going to be using one gun and one gun only for everything. And they like to have some of the different diversity that's actually happening now in the game. Those are both very good points, and I understand both sides to that. Now also, if you happen to look at some of the things that people are looking for whenever they're looking for raids now though, you're still seeing that people are requiring guns. You're seeing people now, they're requiring the Black Spindle, and they're requiring the Touch of Malice to do different parts of the raid. So we're still not out of that arena. So even though Gjallarhorn is gone, there's still that go-to weapon. There's still that weapon that people want. There's that best weapon for different parts of the raid, for different aspects in the game. So I don't really think that keeping the Gjallarhorn back for that reason is going to really protect anything in the game. I think that people that want specific guns are going to want specific guns no matter what. There's some people that, you know, if they're playing with randoms, if they're playing with people, they want to do it the quickest that they can because, you know, maybe they just don't have the time to sit around and run a raid for 4 hours just to make sure that it gets done. Maybe they just want to go through it, get their loot, get out. You know, I can understand that. At the end, there's not going to be a right or wrong answer to this. It's only going to be your opinion, and that's why I definitely want to hear your opinions in the comment section below. For me, this gun was pretty much my unicorn. I searched hard and I searched long for this gun. Whenever I finally got it, I was absolutely ecstatic. And I like the fact that there can be a carrot on a stick gun for people to really be looking for. There's really nothing in the game that I'm just jumping up and down and absolutely dying for. We've seen all of the videos of people's reaction to getting this weapon. People crying, grown adults crying. Now that might be a little bit overboard, but it still ended up happening. The fact that this gun could bring out such emotions in people is amazing, and I want that back. I want people to be able to experience that again. I also don't want this weapon to come back though in some type of neutered form. I know it already received a nerf back long before the Taken King came out. Right pretty much whenever the September update came out, this gun took a nerf to its Wolfpack rounds, and I'm a little bit nervous as to what that would make the gun feel like if it actually came up to the light levels. Because if Gjallarhorn came back, I want it to feel like Gjallarhorn. I want it to feel like the go-to rocket launcher that is extremely strong and extremely powerful. I don't want it to feel like its legacy has been weakened or dampened or hampered by just nerfs that go on in the game. So if this gun comes back, I want it to feel powerful. Now there is no plans for this gun to come back at any time. I just want to put this out there to you guys if you think it should, if you'd like to see it come back, if you'd like it to be back in the game. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, the Taken King, and I'll see you around in Destiny. You're my wolf pack, Blue.